Okay, so today I'm using one of my favorite tools. This is a rice knife or sickle knife. This is something you can get at Lee Valley. It's stainless steel. It's made by Nisaku. I think it's Japanese. And we're in a garden that was here for many, many years. But before we came, it was basically just row crops and constant rototilling, probably even some herbicide use, lots of synthetic fertilizers. And now we've converted it over to a perennial garden. There's some garlic in here. There's also kitties growing all over the place as well. And we're not doing the rototilling, we're not doing the herbicides, we're not doing the fertilizers. And you can see the sheer amount of biomass being produced in this garden. And so right now what I'm trying to do is something called a chop and drop. And essentially what we're doing is we're chopping out the plants that we're trying not to favor, which are basically the clovers, so that we can open up the canopy for the plants that we are trying to favor, which is the raspberry. And one of the rules of thumb that we have in permaculture when we do a chop and drop is we want to do it when precipitation is higher than evaporation. So we're middle to the end of June right now. We're supposed to be getting about 60 millimeters of rain in the next 24 hours. We've had a lot of rain this week. This cat keeps trying to climb up on me. And so we're definitely getting more precipitation than we are evaporation right now. So it's a great time to chop and drop and open this canopy up. Notice how I'm not killing the plants. All I'm doing is I'm selecting the ones that I don't, or I want to set back, so to speak. I'm not trying to kill them. And as a result, I'm just producing mulch. So this garden is a self-mulching garden in that as I'm chopping the plants down, I'm literally just mulching around the plants that I want. So this little guy right here didn't have any access to sun, this raspberry. And so by coming in here, sometimes you can just pull the plants out, but with the clovers, they're a nitrogen fixing plant that when I chop them, they'll release nitrogen into the ground. And so in doing this, I'm opening up that canopy. Now this is going to get tons of sunlight when we get past this rainy season. Some of the raspberries didn't take, and you got to be really careful when you're doing this that you hold the plants up high enough so you don't cut your fingers or the cat that happens to be around you while you're doing it. These are very, very sharp and they can cause a lot of damage. And so you just slowly come through here bit by bit, cutting out these plants. And look at that, we got another raspberry there. And so I'm going to carefully cut around the raspberry, opening up that canopy. It's really easy to do. And now this is going to get tons of sun and it's going to thrive. There's another raspberry right there I didn't even see. And that's it. And so sometimes we'll do this in a food forest where we have taller plants. And again, we're just trying to open canopy up for different things. Sometimes when we get into the tropics, those taller plants can actually be weed trees. And so they can be 20, 30, 40 feet tall. And so you're actually bringing those trees down at a certain time in the future to open up the canopy for the trees that you actually want to be there. And so that's how you chop and drop. That cat is absolutely crazy. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Well, here I am out in the weather. Thumb is out and thanking you in advance. Won't you pick me up? Please pick